Sergio Ramos and David Alaba are both out of contract this summer. Gab, who is more likely to leave and who do you think has more to give and who would they go?
All right, so Alaba is obviously a couple years younger.
More than a couple, no?
He's, 28?
Yeah, and Sergio is 34.
Right, but Sergio Ramos is eternal, right? He's kind of like the Cristiano of the defense. Yeah, he's a Viking from Andalusia.
Yeah, from Andalusia.
I'll say that I think Ramos is going to extend. I think when Ramos looks at this, he says, all right, either I make my lifestyle choice and I move to a new league, MLS or whatever. I just can't see Ramos moving to another big European club and starting over. I don't see what the appeal is, right?
And like who, a 34-year-old who wants 15 million a year, who would give him that?
Well, I think that's what he wants from Real Madrid. I think he'll settle. He has to necessarily settle for less, I think, if he moves in the current climate. And, there's a lot of clubs he would obviously make better, right? I mean, if you drop Ramos at Manchester United and put him in there in place of Lindelof, then, you're halfway there. But the question is, do you want to do this at this stage? Do you want to leave Real Madrid? Because let's not forget, Real Madrid will fight for the Liga title this season. They can do something in the Champions League. Yeah. They can do it again next year because we're all hearing about cutbacks at Real Madrid, belt tightening, blah, blah, blah. But it's happening everywhere, right? Yeah. So I don't know. I think he's gonna stay put. I see no reason why he would leave.
I agree 100%.
But can I also make another guarantee? Yeah. Until he signs, he'll be linked with other clubs, and I'm sure he'll be linked with Paris Saint-Germain next.
Yeah, I think they are already.
Well, it's already happened?
It's not happening.
Yeah, him and Dele Alli, right? Yeah. Dream partnership. Alaba is more interesting.
Yeah, I was exactly going to say it's interesting.
I'm a huge David Alaba fan. I love his versatility. Yeah. I love his intelligence. I don't think he's having a great season this year, but then again, neither are the club defensively. Nope. And also, I think he actually is unsettled by Pini Zahavi, the club's negotiation. They're kind of hanging out to dry. Once Bayern locked down and they get, the house organ built to go and say, oh, look, greedy agent, greedy David Alaba, blah, blah, blah. That's the end. The whole climate kind of turns on you. Again, it comes down to numbers or whatever, but I think you can get a solid 5 years out of David Alaba. And whether it's center back, whether it's left back, whether it's midfield, you like him, don't you?
I love him. And I think all the top clubs should be after him. And I think that's why he's in such a strong position. Compared to Sergio Ramos and Real Madrid, Alaba is like, okay, it's a huge loss from Bayern if I leave. And I can make any teams in Europe better. And a lot of those big teams on a free transfer, although a free transfer that is not free, as we know, because there will be
you have to give Pini money and whatever.
And signing on fees and etc. and obviously big wages. But still, it's better than not having to pay 50 million for someone who is easily worth 50 million in a normal contract context. I think it's a no-brainer for anyone. If you're PSG, Chelsea, Manchester United, Manchester City, Real Madrid, Barcelona, and if you have that money, go for him. 100%.
Yeah, and I want to make one last point about free transfers. You're right. Free transfers aren't free.
Never free.
But I'm going to relate something which an executive at a big European club told me. They'd been talking to the agent of a player who's out of contract soon and who they bought a few years ago. And you know what the agent said?
No.
And this is the mindset, right, with free transfers. Yeah. The agent said, a couple years ago, you bought this player X, from Club Y. Now, if you want this player, you have to buy him from me. Okay? This is the mentality with free transfers. These are not free agents. These are people who agents get paid to deliver players to the clubs, and you have to effectively pay these agents a transfer fee for the free agent. And you know what? It's the players who allow this to happen. And this is one of the biggest conflicts of interest out there. I have no issue with agents. I don't think there should be a cap on agents' commissions. If Mino Raiola wants to negotiate something where it's $100 million for him, that's fine. Everybody agree. But you, player, have to take some responsibility here to know that this is going on, and you have to be transparent about it as a club.
That's the irony, is that they're called free agent, those players.
Yeah, anything
as in
but
free agent, and also there's agent in their names. As in, like you said, they're still very much dependent on what the agent wants to do and how much money he wants for them to actually be properly free.
Not to mention, when you sign these guys, they end up screwing up your whole salary structure, right? Because they end up making so much more money.
Yeah, exactly.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.